Well, we're about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford.
And now, please welcome your New York Jets.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their ninth-year quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
It's fourth down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Jets will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10. At the 23-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Here's Rivers. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
They'll run it here with Rivers. And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Second and 10.
Ready?
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 15. 45 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on first and 10.
70 Rangers, 70, cut 19.
To throw, it's Milton. We'll get this out to Barkley, complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. They run with Rivers. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now a first carry for their fullback. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Here's 3rd and 3. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation. They keep the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's the Raiders punter now. As he'll kick it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 18. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Cougar 19. Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Milton. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Okay, break.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 6.
70. Here we go.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
70 Timberwolf, crack roll 80. Go, Riggs, go.
On the ground is Rivers. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
It's 2nd
70
and
Ranger,
2.
70 Ranger, 70 Lions. Ready.
Here's Milton toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that move's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
On third down, Rivers. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. I think a lot of that is due to how they win on first and second down, because that leaves them third and short, third and manageable.
Touchdown, Jets! A great play there. His first touchdown of the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
To throw, it's Williams. That's caught. Jack Bech with it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. On first down, it's Flowers. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
On play action, here's Williams. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
Back to 60. 18. Right here. Come on. 6. Track ball 80. Track and 60. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Throwing is Milton. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
60 Eagles. 60.
To throw is Milton. That's caught. It's Dante Thornton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
And the Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready.
Now Milton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. There was no one around him, but he took his eye off it, and it falls incomplete.
2nd and 10.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't hook it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Buffalo 18.
Here's Milton now to throw. Downfield and caught by Thornton. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Dante Thornton, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. And that would be off target and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up the
rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's the Raiders punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The Jets offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and 4. Looking left side, and it's complete. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Here we go. Hawk 70, 79 Broncos, Cup 19, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over here up near the 40. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness.
He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there. Call it the 26. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. Looking to put a drive together.
Check smash. Let's go. Ready.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. The 71 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
2nd and 3.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
It's 4th down.
70, stand the wolf. Ready, ready.
They'll try and run for it. And he'll have a Jets first down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-40.
Ready, break. 60 even, 60 even. Come on. 19 Tigers, 60 Bisons, go.
Up the middle they go. Rivers. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Cougar 19, Mustang, 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler, Cub 19, Cub 19.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Ready.
Now a handoff up the middle. Rivers. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 12 more yards there and another first down.
On the ready. Panther Street, Panther Street, Pat.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd and 6.
19, right here. 60 average, 19 tight, 19 tight. Get it.
Looking to throw. Milton. That's complete, right around the 8. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Ready. Panther 60, Panther 60. Go Chat.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close, sneaking.
I don't think even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0.
Harrison Davis to kick off.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And the Las Vegas first down.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going. Now a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
What is up?
From the gun, here's Williams. That's to the left side, pulled in by Besh. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 28.
And the Raider first down.
What is up?
A gain of 14. And the Las Vegas.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium.
What is up?
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Looking to throw is Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Kyle Hamilton picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. To throw, Williams. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll go. Here's Williams. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging them, giving a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Rivers. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
10 at the 17-yard line.
Ready.
Up the middle they go. Snell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
19, 18, Cup 19, Cup 19. Ready,
Back to throw. Milton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Brings up second and goal.
65, 7 Pirates, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 60 Mavericks, 18 Pioneers.
Looking to throw. Milton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
On the jump.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
18.
Off the play fake. Milton. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes this 35-0 now.
Raiders nothing. Harrison Davis to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Gain of 13 yards. First down, Raiders.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Williams. Throw left side complete. That's Sharp. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for
nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. To the air, Williams. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Rivers. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go. Cowboys, 70 Rangers, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Back to throw. Milton. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
21-yard line.
Come on.
They'll run on first down. Rivers. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
60 Bison.
Now a handoff up the middle. Slaughter. And getting this just shy of midfield. Is spotted at the 49.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game.